Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. And my mathematical guru was watching one of my videos on today, I think, and came up with this. He called it an irregular hexagon, and it's a tessellation because they'll keep fitting in one after another. And I thought, this would be a really good 3D engraving. So the first thing I'm going to do is I took 3 of his pieces. I'm copying his work. And I am going to kind of make this thing a little bit even here. So I'm going to group these together for a second. And then I'm going to Control G. And I'm actually going to move that rotation there and then move this up to that line. Kind of get it in a straight line. Now I'm going to hit Control D on the duplicate. Control D to make a duplicate, and I'm going to have it snap to. And then I can just Control D, Control D. You see my line's not very straight, but it doesn't really matter in this case. And then Control D that, and just take this sharp point and put it in that sharp point, and it's going to snap to, and then Control D. And for the video, I'm not going to do any more except for this. But my whole idea was to make a 3D and what I call, or Roy Brewer calls, a 3D engraving, a poor man's 3D engraving. If you took individual squares, let's just take one and make an individual, and then we left click, right click, and we go up to effects and contour, and we contour it to the center 1.00 or 0.005 in white, which we really wouldn't want to do. You'd want to do a light gray. You get that. But it's real hard to manipulate it now. For one, there's a lot going on, and it just makes it more difficult to move this thing around. I mean, you can see the problem I'm having right now, and you can't see it when you're moving it to snap to. So I kind of started thinking about this, and I've never done this before. We're going to actually go ahead and ungroup everything. But then I'm going to group. Now watch what happens to my contour. There I can contour. But if I select them all, I can't contour. It's grayed out. But if I go to Object and group them together, watch what happens when I do. Now this is going to take a few seconds because it's going to have to contour all these. But look what it does, and you just sit back and wait and watch the magic happen. And you don't have to do it. Now this would make a really good 3D engraving because this is going to be real, and I might even do this pretty soon out in the shop, and if I do, I'll show you the video. Because this is going to be really dark and really light, and maybe one of the best contour ones I've ever thought of. Well, I didn't think of it. My math guru did. But it's just kind of sporadic, but it's still a tessellation of irregular hexagons. And you can do it the opposite way. I mean, we don't have to do it. You could do it in all gray and do your you could do just the opposite. You could do a black, and that would be really cool too. The white wouldn't be, or the light gray wouldn't really be in touch. And then you'd have these basically honeycomb looking irregular shapes of deep engraving. And I don't know if all engravers machines will do this, but an Epilogue, which I have, has a setting for 3D. And before you do anything like this, when I do it, I'm going to go to convert it to a bitmap and convert it to grayscale. It just seems to work better. It kind of fuzzies it up. It's going to take a little bit of time to do it. But that's kind of been my secret when I've done things like this. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.